back. Washington Athletic Club. This is the Players Championship men's semifinals of the 5th through 8th place. My name is Dave Vincent alongside future Hall of Famer John Bike, who's inducted in June of this year with the United States Handball Association. On the court, though, John, we have David Fink and Luis Cordova. We saw this matchup at the Los Angeles Athletic Club, an event that you took part in, and Dave Fink totally dismantled Luis Cordova with this really cool, tricky power two-wall serve, and then Luis Cordova went back to Juarez, Mexico, where he's from, and that's all he practiced exclusively. His father and some of his friends would go in there with a racquetball racket and hit that handball into that corner as hard as they could, so he'd try to learn how to develop that shot with his left hand. He felt embarrassed with what Dave Fink did to him there in Los Angeles, so he went in there and worked on it. And I guess that's, you know, a tribute to someone who's young that wants to get better.
Yeah, several intriguing subplots in this match. We'll get to them little by little. Don't want to throw everything out there at once, but that's always an interesting thing to see. Which adjustments do people make for future matches? That's certainly one of the subplots.
Dave Fink is warming up here with Luis Cordova right now as they are just tipping the ball around, waiting for the referee to call the score. Referee is up in the box right now as we are getting everything set for this 5th through 8th place match. It's the semifinals of the 5th place match. Both Dave Fink and Luis Cordova are friends, and Luis has actually been part of Dave Fink's training camps. And oddly enough, after that match last night, Dave Fink really upset with the outcome from referee Luis Cordova. You see him on the court here, jovial, like they've always been friends. I guess that's one of the great things about handball.
Definitely putting aside a major difference of opinion last night. Looks like they've gotten beyond that.
All right, receiving serve in the back, we have Luis Cordova from Juarez, Mexico. Give him a round of applause, please.
Luis Cordova
and serving
the
from
orange
Pittsburgh,
shirt.
Pennsylvania, we have David Fink.
David Fink wearing the green, representing the Seattle WAC team. Cordova represents Salt Lake City Aces. He's
Game
also
one.
sponsored by Tecate Light.
0-0.
Starts with a traditional power serve there to open the match, not breaking out the two-wall yet.
Side out.
Cordova gets that side out. This is a one-game match to 25. You win by 2, halftime at 15. 3-minute timeout at the 15th point.
Second serve.
And you play all bad bounces. Scoreboard brought to you by Zions, the official sports drink of the UFC.
Fink in a great position with regard to Super Ball here. Can extend the Team WAC's lead to 35 points. Obviously feeling the pressure.
1-0.
I believe you're going to see a lot of extended rallies, as you always do with the Luis Cordova match, unless you're playing Sean Linney.
Point.
Yeah, 2 excellent retrievers, and put the ball down real low to end the rally in this match, which obviously Sean enjoys doing.
Well, one of the great things about this tournament in general is that the players knew exactly who they would play 2 months ago for this championship. It's basically a repeat of what took place at the Los Angeles Athletic Club, so they have had to train for the same players for virtually 2.5 months or even 3 months. And so Cordova, the reason why he went back home and practiced that two-wall serve is because, or that two-wall service return, is because he knew he had to face it to get past Dave Fink if he and Dave were both to lose, just like Los Angeles.
Or both to win.
Or both to win.
Side out. 0-2.
There's that serve right there.
Oh, that would look more like a regular serve. Did he angle it too much, or?
I think he hit it too hard, overhit it. But that's the one he's trying to hit, and he's also had a lot of success against Luis in multiple matchups with that serve, and I think Dave is just going to keep going back to this, John. Here it is. That's another miss.
Point.
Cordova unable to get out of the block there.
2 serve 2.
We're all together at 2.
Maybe he is happy with the Z for now. Let's make a little run on
Point.
it, accidental or not.
3 serve 2.
Dave Fink has more of a tennis shot approach to his offhand where he tries to top the ball.
Second serve.
Shot there.
That's more of that underhand big ball game that Luis plays back in Juarez.
Do they have the telltale?
Green ball.
Like no kill shots allowed, or?
Yeah, they have, it's a 2-wall
2 serve.
fronton game they play, but he uses that underhand shovel in that fronton game with the tell line. And when you see him use it in here where he powers that underhand power shot, you can see exactly where that's coming from.
4 serves 3.
After spending some time out there with him earlier this year on those exact courts that he trains on, the highlight courts.
Oh, wow.
5 serves 3.
So the left wall is very long.
Well, he uses that shovel shot from really deep, 50 feet back or even more. And it's the only way he says you can even get a ball to the front wall, and there's some contact there. Cordova tries to slink past Fink, unable to successfully get out of the way of the gentleman, Dave Fink.
Point.
Cordova set that shot up with a nice little hop.
6 serves 3.
Fink shovels up to the front wall, and then Cordova put it away.
Ball.
Oh, he gives the fist pump, trying to sell it. That pump was so
Second
late,
serve.
it was like he consciously realized, short, maybe I'll fist pump. See if this works.
Cordova's leaving his shots up.
Replay. 6 serves 3.
I want to say hello to Dave Fink's wife, Tricia, who's expecting their first child. I'm assuming they're going to have more than one. On May 29th, she's watching this live broadcast, and after watching that close finish last night, she was almost induced into labor.
3 serves 6.
I couldn't help myself. Something in me, I had it bring up. David was very confident that he'll be home on time. It was a wonderful story because first deliveries are long labors and typically late. I just had to tell him that our first son, John, was actually born 10 days early, on like a 12-hour labor. Just threw that out there for him.
And then I backed that up at dinner last night by telling Fink that if he were to book a flight right now, door to door, it would take 13.5 hours. So
6 serves 3.
6-3. I told him he should have his cell phone on a lanyard around his neck while he's in the court there so he can check his text messages.
Yeah, for all we know. In fact, can you Facebook us or something, Trish? Make sure everything's okay.
Light up.
Tricia, we're friends on Facebook. You can let us know how you're doing. There's a side out here, Fink back serving.
3 serves 6.
This is where Dave has been so strong right there. That shot where he steps in and kills the ball and he hits it into the ground.
6 serves 3.
He's fighting himself a little right now.
Didn't hear the call from the ref there.
Second serve.
Second serve.
I'm really looking to see. Luis is hitting some,
Replay.
as your word, lackadaisical second serves.
6 serves
Just
3.
no real game plan, it looks like.
Well, Dave's so dangerous with that left hand. I don't know why
Point.
Cordova's doing it. I mean, he got a point there, but that was just,
7 serves 3.
that's just luck. I would never serve that to Dave Fink.
Well, you're going to underhand lob everybody.
That's right. from now on, unless you're playing doubles.
I'm going to go home and work on that.
I love it.
On that crooked court.
I've never won more matches in a month and a half time frame in my entire life than after changing to the Marco Chavez serve. 3-7 score here.
Still the standard Z serve.
Point.
And Dave Fink scores a point. This is the semifinals of the 5th place match
4 serve 7.
bracket.
Point.
You almost are forced to take a timeout in a situation like this
Right
because,
after first, 1 minute.
And he did.
and he did, because when Dave Fink starts hitting that kill shot, and he's hit 2 of them in a row now down that left wall, once he's on that, he will be automatic for a good 15 points. You have to take it early. If you take it late, it might be too late. You're watching the WPH Simple Green Race for 8 Players Championship at the Washington Athletic Club. Dave Fink versus Luis Cordova. Cordova's leading right now, but Fink has owned the lifetime matchup between the two players. He represents the Washington Athletic Club, and Luis Cordova representing the Salt Lake City Aces. My name is Dave Vincent alongside John Bike.
Was that an official timeout? Because he played it like a 30-second there. That was
Yeah, that was official, but I think Cordova just decided to come back in and wanted to break the momentum, not necessarily take the full 60 seconds, but I think the ref is just wait until it gets to 60. Is that a rule, John?
no, if they're both ready, you can start them. The issue we have here is we're not ready till the DJ says we're ready. He's kind of setting the pace for all of us up there.
I know.
Just play through that music.
I'd like to see a handball match with that music just going on
7 serve 5.
non-stop. That AC/DC Hell's Bells thing they were doing yesterday. Have that thing going while you're trying to focus.
See, I've thought of that, bringing the iPad dock to our practice games, just to liven things up a little bit. But
Well, you do it in 3-wall. Why not
5 serve
4-wall,
7.
right?
Yep. Make it more.
The Rock and Jock Finals.
Yeah.
Oh,
Point.
amazing shot right
He's
there.
flipped the switch. He's playing David Fink handball again.
6 serve 7.
This is the part of the celebrity I just never get comfortable with, being here in the fishbowl here, with crowds of people wandering by, saying, I don't know what they're doing, but it looks important. A long ways from the old days at Los Cab when that thief would come by and
Steal all of our stuff. Up, little contact. They played
Replay.
anyway.
He did make the call. It was smart to let that develop, see if David still had a swing, but he clearly didn't. He's agreeing with you, David.
I just would have liked to see Dave Fink hold up and not try to take that shot at all, and then look back for the contact. But
Good ball.
I'm a purist.
Point.
Now we're all together at 7.
7 serve 7. Point.
It's about 4 opportunities in a row that David's buried after missing a few early.
Well, it seems like Dave is on a 10-point run here, but it's only been about 4 points.
8 serve 7.
It's all set up from this serve right here, John. Cordova's not comfortable with that return of serve. And Dave Fink is drawing him up to the red carpet, and then he's pouncing the ball by him with either 2-wall passes or just good pass shots.
We've been here a while without me bringing up a match that I've won, so I think I remember Waddy Dog and I having a little success with the Z against Luis and his brother at the Simple Green tournament. Vaguely remember this.
Well, now if you ever play him again, you'll
Right up.
have your serve.
Jog the memory there, yep. depending on what division we enter, we could very well see Waddy Dog and Robles. Waddy Dog's comeback from his gruesome toe injury is almost complete. He says he's ready to take the court. So I'll just keep going on that. You don't have an opinion. A rematch of the 900 pounds of man meat from a couple of years ago.
That was a fun match, actually. One of my most memorable.
I'm going to be about 15 pounds down from that. Someone else is going to have to make that up.
Well, I did already. So.
Okay.
And I've dropped 25 in 2 months, so that shows you where we would have been if we would have played earlier.
Was it a Vuvuzela or what was it?
I thought they were playing War of the Worlds over the big screen here.
Side out.
And Cordova looks like he's completely fallen apart here.
10 serves 10.
10. Cordova not as much swing in his step as I'm used to seeing. He couldn't have overexerted last night. He wasn't a long
11
match.
serves 10.
Well, I think it's, you know, Dave Fink doesn't get a lot of credit for this, but
Nor should he.
He plays handball like it's tennis.
Point.
I mean, he pushes you back and forth, left and right, and I think it's, though it doesn't look like Cordova gets tired much, I just believe that he's just completely taken out of his game when he plays Dave Fink because of that. It's side-to-side play is not easy to do if you're constantly on the run, having to try to make offensive shots.
13 serves 10.
Yeah, David putting on a clinic right now. But that's inexcusable, though.
That's what happens when you get out of your head. Start
14 serves 10.
missing the easy ones. 14 to 10. There's another one of those great serves. Watch what Fink does here. He goes down to that right corner, played a little bit more conservative, and then he stilettos that ball into the right corner, and it's the 15-minute halftime as Dave Fink leads Cordova 15 to 10. Earlier in this week, as we've been here for quite some time, we asked both players, what does it feel like to have that support from the Washington Athletic Club? Luis Cordova said to us what he felt, and we're going to play that interview.
It means a lot that a club this size and this nice supports handball. It's a very nice club. I've never been here, but I've been walking around, and it's a very, very nice club. All the courts are perfect, and from what I've heard, they've held some of the best tournaments here, so hopefully this will be a good tournament too.
Luis Cordova, of course, very thankful for the Washington Athletic Club, and after he walked around the facility, he got a feel for just how nice it was here. We'll see what Dave Fink had to say about the Washington Athletic Club at the next break. See what his thoughts are about the organization here and how well he's been treated at this handball facility. This has always been a staple on the Pro Tour for many years. John, I know you played here multiple times. What did you like about the Washington Athletic Club when you travel up here?
You know, they were far and away the most innovative, even before the big event in '04. They had ideas. They dressed in the referees special. Players had personalized lockers downstairs. Just a lot of the coolest things I've ever experienced started at this
10
club.
serves 15.
This is also the home of the very first live handball webcast. You're right, innovation.
And you'll see later tonight, the near sellout crowd could be sold out by then, and part of the package is that there's a keg right there, and you're going to see a good crowd later on tonight.
That's right.
11 serves 15.
They have
They used to have to go to breaks in action, and they'd have to walk away, but it's just right there by the door. So
some of the cheerleaders from the Seattle Seahawks will be here dressed up in handballs. They're going to have a handball suit on.
12 serves 15.
I believe it says on the back, it has the WAC logo and the WPH logo on the front, but on the back it says Pass for Dough on the back, which well, we'll see what it says, but there's going to be some kind of logo on the back.
Did you just dream of this, or is this really going
No,
to happen?
I was told this earlier, and I can't wait to see it.
12.
But they're going to be serving food and drinks tonight. Seattle Seahawk girls.
They brought them out between games, this match between Silvera and I, and you know, the off-court
16
area is
serves
a
12.
hot pool area. So Toddy and I just sat there and back wall. We were like 4 feet away from him. Just had the best seat in the house and low.
Your
Floor
wife
level.
is listening, you know, right?
No, John's playing Little League right now.
17
All right, so
serves
And I
12.
don't see her looking up this particular match on the video on demand.
Well, I thought that she would be tuning in just to listen to your voice.
I'm trying to get updates
Side
on
out.
the Little League.
Cordova now serving at 12 to 17. We're
12
going to
serve
25.
17.
You have to win by 2. Cordova actually has a good serve. We haven't seen that on display yet in this match. But I like the fact that he goes back home and he tries new things.
Hook on that one. Good rally though. Good 2-all. Sets up that corner. Well played
Point.
rally.
Thirteen serves 17.
That's a hander. No,
Side out.
guess it was low enough.
Both of these players fairly quiet on the court for
17
this
serves
match.
13.
Luis Cordova is always quiet when he plays. Dave Fink can get explosive, but when he's quiet, he's also very dangerous.
Nice hook
Point.
there. That's when I know that Fink's really feeling it when he's snapping off a hook like that during the
18
rally.
serves 13.
Got to have perfect timing and feel to do
Short
that.
ball. Second serve.
Dave Fink earned his pro golfing card back when he was in his 20s, and also is that top
Side
level tennis player, multi-state champion in tennis, and went to college as a
13
walk-in,
serves 18.
full scholarship at University of Arizona as a walk-in after they
Replay.
discovered how good he was at tennis. And he became the best player on that team as he graduated with a communications degree after a
Replay
4-year
13 serves 18.
stint in Tucson, Arizona.
He was the one behind the Team WAC decision to order shirts
Side
2
out.
sizes too small, and I questioned it at first, but I'm digging the look.
Well,
I don't dig it as much on myself, but
you lost a lot of
18
weight, so I
serves
think
13.
you start to respect it a little bit more.
kind of forced, yeah. Nice touch by Fink there.
You
Jammed
see
a little bit,
Cordova's
but
upset with himself. He's trying to do new
19
things with the
serves
serve. He
13.
steps all the way up near the dotted line to try to take that last one. Now he just decides to stay back.
Well, he's got something to work on for next year now.
Cordova's completely frustrated. I figured we'd see a timeout from him, maybe after the
20
next
serves
point.
13.
Louis Senior's going to have to develop a racket Z serve. Still plugging away though. Just Fink making him work for everything. Nice.
Side out.
I was talking over the gentleman that time. Did he say anything
13 serves 20.
we needed to hear?
No. He's just mad at himself.
Good 2-all.
There's a
Side
side
out.
out. And you remember Dave Fink back in the early 90s when he was a teenager breaking into the Pro Tour, and he made it into the top 10 back in a time when Toddy and Vince and Dave and yourself and Naughty
20
Jr.
serves
and
13.
John Robles and Danny Bell, and you can just keep going on. You start saying names like that, but realize that Dave was also one of the top 9 players actually back in those days. He had Randy Moronis also on the tour. That must have been a
13
special time
serves
to be
20.
involved in that top handball with those big names, and then take about a 7 to 8 year hiatus because he got the tip of his finger cut off. And he simply could not hit a handball, and then comes back and he makes it to
Point.
number 6 on the Pro Tour.
Well, look at what he shares with Nadi Jr., the other guy. in that
14
age
serves
group is
20.
He just takes great care of himself. His body's a temple. He might not quite be as
Side
quick
out.
as he was that period of time, but he's just as fit. No problem ever with fatigue.
20 serves 14.
Maybe a little smarter.
Point.
Dave Fink started incorporating a little different part of his
21
workout
serves
regimen
14.
where he would do 2-a-days, and the last one would be after midnight. He called it Midnight Madness, where he would go out and
Well,
run
that
in the
would be
neighborhood.
the first one of the next day then.
That's right. Maybe it's the first one.
Point.
He'd do some running 3 miles after midnight.
Favorite routine of Dan the Hand Armio. Just randomly make a 2 a.m. bike ride.
22
Well, that's when he
serves
wakes
14.
up for the day.
Serious.
'23 serves 14.
Luis tries to cut that ball off again. Makes a little contact with Dave Fink.
Ooh.
No call there. Dave
Side
wanted
out.
that. Cordova slow getting out of the way of Dave. Now he's
14
serving again.
serves 23.
Cordova going to go same. No,
Short ball.
thought he was going to go to that same serve Dave was giving him.
Second serve. Replay. 14 serves 23. Point.
Just enough hook on that. Well controlled shot.
Cordova now at 15, slides that ball, hops it down that left wall.
15 serves 23.
And Dave Fink gets the side out.
He's got one very vocal
23
supporter. I think
serves
there's one
15.
man up there who realizes what's at stake for
Well-
Team WAC right now.
Believe it or not, I think that's Nadi Alvarado Jr. up there sitting with Kerry, and he's rooting on the guy that almost beat him last night. And I actually believe it is Nadi.
24 possible game point
Okay.
serves 15.
Nadi's sitting
That's
next to
Randy.
Kerry up there.
I see Randy. You just pointed at Randy Moltek. He
Yep.
and Nadi do look a lot alike.
There it
Match.
is. Dave Fink takes down Luis Cordova by the score of 25-15. We are going to take a timeout for John Bike, Chris Garrad, Linda Manning, Omar Lemus, Chip Morales, yours truly, Dave Vincent. My name is the Dave Vincent of that last part. Who else do we have on the crew? Ashley Moeller. I want to thank everybody for helping us out with this live broadcast. We'll have more action coming up right around the corner with the 2 o'clock semifinals in 30 minutes. It's Moreno and Charlie Shanks. Stick around for that, for the upper bracket semifinal here at racefor8.com.
Who's that hottie?
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
We are different. Society should aspire to be more like us.
Be part of the first class. Get energized. Get outside
Hold on, guys. It's gonna get bumpy.
and get moving. Experience the power of physical activity. Join the movement at ActionHeroAlliance.com.
So, what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.